I know a few good stories. They take place in a corner of America that might seem familiar, yet still manages to surprise. The settings are spectacular, the characters compelling, the action exciting, the plot lines unpredictable. I'm Tom Richardson. Join me as I explore New England's great outdoors, from Candlewood Lake, Connecticut to Caribou, Maine, from the beaches of Cape Cod to the peaks of New Hampshire's White Mountains. The stories are waiting. Let's live them on Explore New England. Explore New England is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Additional funding and support for this episode was provided by the City of Warwick Tourism, Culture, and Development Department. Not many people realize it, but the city of Warwick, Rhode Island, located on the northwest shore of Narragansett Bay, is nearly surrounded by water. Its eastern boundary is formed by the Providence River estuary and Greenwich Bay, while its northern and southern borders are largely dictated by the winding Pawtuxet and Pawtuxet Rivers. The former waterway has played a major role in shaping Warwick's history, as it once provided hydroelectric power for several large industrial mills. The mills are long gone, but the negative effects they had on the river in the form of pollution and water flow restrictions have endured. Fortunately, major strides have been made in cleaning up the Pawtuxet and restoring its natural path to the sea. In our first episode on Warwick, we highlighted the river's lower portion, where it enters the tidal waters at Pawtuxet Cove. Here, the removal of a dam has restored the historic mingling of fresh and salt waters, while allowing migratory fish to reach historic upstream spawning and nursery areas. My guides on that first paddling adventure were Luke and Angie Murray, who made a return engagement to show me a far different section of the Pawtuxet. This time around, we met at the Pontiac Mills Canoe and Kayak Launch, just downstream from the Pontiac Mills complex. The launch, which opened in 2009, was built by the Pawtuxet River Authority and Watershed Council, a nonprofit agency that's responsible for much of the cleanup and restoration work on the river, as well as improving public access. It's no small task.
The Pawtuxet was considered one of the most industrialized rivers in the United States at one time. The river is largely cleaned up. We're on the North Branch right now. This branch alone had 23 mills. 23 mills on 8.5 miles. It's quite a concentration of mills. Their heyday was through the 1800s. The mill closest to us right now is the Hope Mill. That began to show up early 1800s and continued to operate in some form until the early 2000s. We were influential in providing a fund from which the 3 remaining sewage treatment plants on the Pawtuxet could borrow money, called the Pawtuxet River Authority Bond Fund. This enabled those 3 sewage treatment plants to upgrade to what is today near tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment is the highest form of sewage treatment, and it'll produce an effluent from the plant that is near drinkable. We're proud of that.
In 2010, this whole area flooded during the great floods of Rhode Island here. So the mall up the street had flooded. This whole area was underwater up until the road.
Like where we're standing? Right here?
Yes, over our heads.
Wow.
So this whole area got wiped out. It's since been rebuilt since the 2010. It's been 15 years.
And wood ducks are flying by right now as we speak, so that's a good sign. The Pawtuxet is very much a work in progress. While its water quality is dramatically improved, paddlers are still likely to encounter trash along some parts of the river, not to mention fallen trees that restrict passage, even for nimble kayakers. Then there's the surreal experience of paddling along Interstate 95, which runs parallel to the river in some places. But it's all in keeping with the river's long, conflicted relationship with the urban world through which it flows. After picking our way through the gauntlet of fallen trees, we arrived at our destination, Apponaug Brewing. Although there's no designated landing spot along the bank for paddlers, we managed to find a place to haul our kayaks near the brewery's parking lot, then made our way inside for some much-anticipated refreshment.
I had the original idea for Apponaug in about 2016. I was getting ready to be an empty nester, wanted to do one more thing, wanted something that was really ultimately fun. Had spent my life in technology and IT, looked for almost a full year for a property. And when I found the property here, knew I wanted to be outdoor space, very important. This whole area was filled with Japanese knotweed. You couldn't even get to the river. The building itself had no roof, no windows. And having looked for a year, I called my husband very excitedly and I said, I finally found it. And he came and he looked around and he said, I have to tell you one thing. And I'm like, well, what? And he looked at me and goes, I lack your vision. This is what I envision. Beautiful gathering space on a river. It is just breathtaking. I have great people. I cannot emphasize how great my team is. We are serving food and beer and hospitality, and you have to have joy in that. And that ultimately, you create a haven for people that they can take a break in a world that joy is not everywhere. I find beer very democratic. I find it very approachable. Everyone can have their opinion. There is no right or wrong. I love the concept of a public meeting house where people can come and share their opinions over beer and break bread, and hopefully you leave having learned more about the world by talking to another person over beer.
While Warwick's freshwater systems offer their share of outdoor activities, it's the saltwater scene that's the main draw among the aquatically inclined, as I learned on a boat tour with Warwick's longtime harbormaster Jeff Baris, who I met at Winstead's Marina. So Jeff, do you have all of the harbormaster boats based at Winstead's?
No, just one.
Okay.
Just one. Well, we only have two.
So. You have only two boats for all of
Warwick. Yeah.
Wow, because there's a lot of marinas.
There's a lot. So
A lot of boats.
A lot of boats.
How many marinas are in Warwick exactly?
In Warwick, there are 18.
What?
18 altogether.
18 marinas?
Yes.
Do you have any idea of how many boats total?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we have about 3,200 boat slips between the marinas. And then we have another 700 moorings.
Can I hop aboard?
Absolutely.
All right. After clearing the no-wake zone, Jeff throttled up and made a beeline for one of Narragansett Bay's most iconic structures, Conimicut Light, which marks the tip of a shallow and potentially treacherous shoal extending from the Warwick shoreline.
Here we are at Conimicut Light. This is a cast iron lighthouse. It's been here since, I believe, 1883. It was just recently restored to the extent that could be done, and which was painting and stabilizing some of it. Mm-hmm. But it was manned until 1965.
And people lived in there?
People lived in there, yes.
No kidding.
Yep. There's actually what remains of a kitchen, bedrooms, bathrooms, and back before the Coast Guard actually took over lighthouse service, there were families living there.
So it's still a working aid to navigation?
It is. It is. A very important one because the sandbar comes out to here.
Yeah.
And it's also a weather station for NOAA.
You got to have a ghost story for this lighthouse. Every lighthouse has
Every lighthouse has one. And this one's no different. The legend is, and this is actually true, is that back in the early 1900s, I think around 1910, the lighthouse keeper and his family at that time were living here. The keeper, his wife, 2 children. And one day the keeper had to lower the skiff, go to shore, get supplies. And normally that was an overnight thing. So when the keeper returned the next day, his wife and children were dead.
This is a true story.
This is a true story, yeah. It was supposedly a murder-suicide, and that his wife had lost her ability to cope with being in the lighthouse for extended periods of time, and she actually killed her children and then herself.
Oh my God. Oh.
So this one has a pretty severe ghost
Yeah,
story.
I'd say that one actually can be verified, I'm sure.
Yes.
After checking out Conimicut Light, Jeff set a course for the Blue Arch of Rocky Point, the former home of a once popular amusement park.
So this is Rocky Point State Park now. The waterfront aspect of it does belong to the city of Warwick. It's approximately 123 acres. It was a very, very active waterfront park and amusement park for well over 100 years, actually probably more like 140 years. Shore dinner hall, there was a concert hall, there was a huge Olympic saltwater swimming pool. It was a true destination. And the arch is the remaining symbol of Rocky Point Park.
After my tour, Jeff dropped me off at Captain's Resto Bar, a popular waterfront restaurant at Safe Harbor Greenwich Bay Marina on Warwick Cove, where boaters can tie up while they get a bite to eat. Opened in 2022, the festive restaurant exudes an island vibe and offers live music and an eclectic menu of delicious food, especially seafood. Owners DJ and Rhonda Sear have worked hard to create an eclectic and imaginative menu, with items that include their signature Southwestern-style grilled shrimp, slow-cooked smoked brisket, creamy clam chowder, Krabby Patties, a full raw bar, and much more. That's all. Oh, and their cocktails are pretty spectacular, too.
When we put this together, we was always hoping to be more than just a food place and just a place to grab a quick meal. We want to be a meeting place, a meet-up place where friends and family can meet up. Other boaters can collect, have an environment where they feel very comfortable to hang out and chat and talk about the adventures of the day and share fishing stories and boating stories and all the stuff that happens on the water. So we want an environment that you see a friendly face, you see a welcome face, and if you come in and everybody says, "Hey, Norm," when they walk in the room. Well, I'm from New England, all around New England. I moved around a lot and got a chance to get a piece from here, a piece from there. And I spent 7 years out in Arizona, Southwest. So kind of bringing it all together. We get a little piece of here, a little piece from Texas with our brisket, a little piece from Arizona with our shrimp. Our mudslides are just top notch, 2 years in a row, best mudslide in Rhode Island. So pretty proud of that. We make a really hearty chowder. We have a lot of events. We have disco nights, a luau here. We have a huge pig roast. We have a dinghy run that we did this year with more of a Mardi Gras style, and everybody dressed up. What a blast. It was fun to watch all the costumes and everybody roll up in the dinghy parade.
While Warwick is arguably the recreational sailing and powerboating hub of Rhode Island, there are other less expensive ways to enjoy the waters of Narragansett Bay. One is paddleboarding, and if you're unfamiliar with the sport, you can rent a board or kayak and get a lesson with Ruth Blake of Rhode Island Paddle Sports, based at Greenwich Cove Marina.
So when you first get on the paddleboard, we're gonna have you go out on your knees and come back on your knees. That way if you fall, you don't hit your head on the dock.
Okay.
You're gonna have your knees on either side of this paddle, or on the side of the handle, just like this. You can put your hands down like this, and then just make your way up to standing.
Yeah, you make it seem easy.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm in good hands here.
You ready?
I think so.
Okay. That's perfect.
After a quick lesson from Ruth and fellow instructor Aubrey Jessup, we paddled off through Greenwich Cove, careful to stay out of the main channel to avoid boat traffic, which can be considerable on weekends. Our destination was Warwick's Goddard Memorial State Park on the other side of the cove, and the perfect spot for a picnic, swim, or hike along the park's trail system. Paddleboarding can be a peaceful sport once you get a feel for it, and a great way to experience the marine environment. It's also good exercise. In our case, we couldn't have asked for a better morning, as the wind and seas were calm, allowing us to explore the local waters and observe some of the bird life along the shores of Greenwich Cove. Captain Dave.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Hi, it's good to see you again, man.
Nice to see you again, too.
Yeah. All right, well,
Welcome
thanks.
aboard.
Yes, there are many ways to enjoy the waters of Warwick, and one of the most popular is fishing.
Whew, it's gonna be a hot one.
Upper Narragansett Bay offers action with a wide variety of game and food fish throughout the season, from striped bass and bluefish to scup and flounder. And I intended to catch at least one of these species with charter captain and outdoor writer Dave Monti. I met Dave at Apponaug Marina, and from there we set a course for the open waters of the bay.
So today we're going to fish in Warwick, and we're going to start at Warwick Neck. And Warwick Neck has a lighthouse at the end of it, Warwick Light, and there's a lot of structure. So where we're going to fish, we'll be in 35, 40 feet of water, and then it goes down to 20, even down to 19 feet. So for a close by place, it offers a lot of structure. We have a strip of native squid, and we're going to tip that on this hook. I say tip because you want a natural presentation. You want to put it right on the end of it. This is the belly of the fluke. This is the inside, and we put the inside, which is the meat side, as they say, on first, and it's very tough.
When it comes to bottom fishing, Dave, like many anglers, likes to use the freshest bait he can get his hands on. In this case, that meant squid and fluke bellies cut into short strips and fished just above a sinker or jig.
Here you go, Tom. This one's a little heavy, but it's already rigged. So.
All right.
Check the drag, Tom. I'm not quite.
All right, bombs away. When is high tide?
I think noon.
So we got a nice incoming tide for the morning.
Yep.
And that's important, right? You want to have the wind and the tide in the same direction, correct?
Yes. Yep. Because as we say, the fluke set up looking into the current, so you want to drag the bait, or most fish do, drag the bait over the front of it so it sees it.
Once we reached our first fishing spot in the west passage of Narragansett Bay, Dave set up a drift over the gently sloping bottom of the channel, where many types of predators like to hang out and wait for a meal. And it didn't take long before we had our first customer.
That thing thump it pretty hard, or was it just gentle?
It was a few little thumps. A scup or a small squitty.
Oh, that's a fluke.
Oh, it's a fluke.
Oh, the fluke master. Nice, Dave. Oh yeah. So what is the what is the size limit?
The size is 19 inches.
Oh, so that's not going to make it, is it?
No, it's not going to make it.
Yeah,
No.
but still, you know, they're here.
Yep.
Do you catch a lot of them in this area?
We do. Last week we caught some nice keepers here. And it's funny, it's the fluke belly one that got the hit. I'm going to put him back in the water. He should be just fine. Yep.
There he goes, into the inky depths.
Tom, it's bouncing like a scup,
Uh-huh.
but it's a good size scup.
Well, that is
I
a
think.
big, that is a
Let's see
dinner
if we can
plate.
Get him up.
That's
Look
a
at this guy.
dinner plate scup right
Oh,
there.
Man, that's great.
Wow.
Nice big scup.
That is huge. I mean, so that's pretty big for the bay?
Yeah, that's a good size one for the bay. Size one. Yep.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Scup, also called porgy, right?
Yep. Yep. Beautiful fish.
Yeah, they are. You don't really notice
Great.
look the iridescent like lines. and
Lines,
stuff.
yeah. Great fish tacos.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
All right.
The thing I love about chartering or guiding is that no one catches a fish and is sad, whether you're 70 years old or 7 years old. And I just love the face on customers that actually hook up with a fish and know that I had a small pot doing that. It's a fluke.
No, come on. Oh, no way. Another fluke. Beautiful.
Fluke, also known as summer flounder, are highly prized among Narragansett Bay anglers, as they're great tasting and put up a good fight. After catching a pair of fluke and a scup off Warwick Neck, Dave decided to try a different area just inside Greenwich Bay, in some 30 feet of water. This spot had apparently been holding good numbers of weakfish, also known as squeteague, a species that seems to be making a resurgence in the bay.
So when you see the squeteague, do they mark as distinct eyebrows?
You can see them, yeah.
Yeah, look, there's a whole pile of them right there.
Yep. We're going to fish the south side of the trench, like start our drift here and drift through this trench. And we'll see how far we can take it. We'll take it all the way to Warwick Cove, and hopefully we'll hook up with some fish there. All right. Fish on.
Hey, I was just bringing that in, Dave.
Yeah.
like you said, let's move. I think this is going to be a squeteague. I'm hoping.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Look at that.
Yep.
Oh, come on, baby.
My line's out, Tom, there. Go that way. Yep, I'll get it out.
Wow, that's, how about that? Look
Very
at that,
nice.
a weakfish. That's great. Look at that. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Nice
How about that, Dave?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's what we're here for. Nice
That
job.
you have them in here. Look at that. So Dave, is this would you consider this a pretty good size one for the bay, or it's about average?
About average, yeah. Yep.
And you've been seeing more of these?
More and more of those, Tom. Yep, and some a little bit larger than that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. They are so pretty, huh? It's nice to have another species to catch during the middle of the summertime.
Sure is.
Yeah. Dave.
Weakfish.
Weakfish,
Nice
baby.
job.
Yeah, squeteague, weakfish.
Freshwater trout.
That's
saltwater
right.
trout.
That's, thanks, Dave.
While Dave and I didn't exactly set any records during our morning on the bay, that weakfish was a welcome surprise. And it's good to see more of these fish in recent years. And besides, any day on the water is better than one spent in the office. And Warwick has plenty of water to go around.